What's up, guys? My name is Spartan, and this is episode 2 of the beginner account playthrough series. So this is a beginner account, guys. Welcome to Spartan Jr. This is Spartan Jr. So overall, the main purpose of this video series is for me to take a brand new baby account and basically just walk you guys through the different steps that I'm doing so that ideally, it can help out some newer players that are just starting out in the game. If you're new to the channel and you haven't seen me already, my name is Spartan and I've been playing this game for over a year. And again, the purpose of this account is basically just to show my experience and what I've learned throughout the year that I've played this game and hopefully be able to impart some knowledge down to you guys. So I hope that you enjoyed the video, and if you do, feel free to subscribe and follow along for the duration of the series. And with that, let's go ahead and talk about what I've been doing this week. So this week has been a pretty crazy week. Let's just start out with the elephant in the room. I created a poll on my YouTube channel basically asking if you guys wanted me to stay with just the no ads pack, the disable ads pack, or get the starter and epic packs. And basically about 64% of you guys wanted to see the series with the starter and epic packs also included. And for that reason, I aim to please, so I went ahead and picked those 2 packs up. Thank you very much, Dark22, for sponsoring that. And that is all that we're going to be getting with this account. We're not going to be buying any gems or event boosts, and we're definitely not going to be going to the web store. So these 3 are the only packs that we're going to get for this account. Now that that's out of the way, let's go ahead and dive into the stats page for this account. So we are at 150 million lifetime earned coins. So ignore the start date July 13th, but I technically started playing on this account like literally whenever I first made episode 1 of the series. So the start date's a little bit misleading, so don't worry about that. Basically been playing at this point for about 2.5 weeks. So yeah, but scrolling down a little bit for the milestones, we have gotten to 1,600 waves in Tier 1, netting us about 12 million coins per run. And yeah, we have all the way to Tier 5 unlocked. Ideally, we can maybe get Tier 6 unlocked pretty soon. I don't know what all of this research is, but yeah. A few key things that we've been able to unlock. Obviously, we've gotten quite a few gems. We've unlocked like the card presets, the more rounds stats, the lab speed, obviously. In Tier 2, we've unlocked some different perk stuff, like first perk choice, unlock perks, interest researches, different things like that. In Tier 3, we unlocked orb speed, shockwave size, damage per meter, and we unlocked guilds. In Tier 4, we unlocked some more perk research, some module research, and yeah. So that basically covers it for the stats page and the milestones. I think the best real place to start with this is kind of talk you guys through what I have going on in the workshop. So if you can recall from last video, I basically had not a whole lot of stuff unlocked in the workshop, and that was for a very specific reason. But let's just go ahead and dive into the workshop, and I'll kind of talk you guys through what I've done this past week. So basically, in the attack workshop, I haven't really done anything other than upgrade attack speed. That was the first couple days of the week. And yeah, outside of that, I didn't have any of the range stuff unlocked. I didn't have multi-shot. I didn't have any of that because I was solely focusing on my defense upgrades, mainly defense absolute. Trying to get a solid amount of defense absolute is going to carry me in the early game farming. So for that reason, I spent most of the time just putting stuff into defense percentage, thorn damage, and defense absolute. Up until a couple days ago, I did not even have lifesteal unlocked. And the reason for that is because I wanted to make sure I had enough income coming in so that I could properly start the blender transition, and yeah. You can go ahead and rewatch episode 1 of the series if you'd like to see basically what my workshop looked like before. But because now I have a little bit of coins coming in, it allowed me to go ahead and start pivoting into the blender build. So I went ahead and unlocked lifesteal and then proceeded to unlock knockbacks, orbs, and shockwave. The key thing is I waited until I knew I would have enough coins to be able to max all of this stuff within about a day and a half. Moving on to the utility workshop, I have the two crucial things maximized. I have the cash and coins bonus. Both of those are the most important things early on. Mostly the cash bonus, just for the sake of making sure you have enough cash coming in to upgrade your defense absolute and your thorns to do the turtle build. But now that I have those two maxed and my cash per wave and coins per wave are slowly catching up, I, at that point, decided to unlock the free upgrades. And I unlocked the free upgrades with the intent of, like I mentioned, pivoting into the Blender build. And if you'd like to see a guide on the Blender build, I have a video posted on my channel. Feel free to go check that out. But same kind of thing as the defense and attack workshops, I did not unlock the free upgrades until basically I thought I would have enough coins to be able to max these three relatively quickly. So the order of operations that you want to max the free upgrades in are as follows. First and foremost, the first one you want to max in the workshop is the free utility upgrades. That is because early on, the free utility upgrades will help basically upgrade your cash bonus, your coins per kill, and your other stuff that's important, your free upgrades. So the first one you want to focus on is the free utility upgrades. The second you want to focus on is your free defense upgrades, and that was the second one that I did. And the reason for that is pretty obvious, so that you can get some of these crucial stats, like health, and defense absolute, and health regen. And last but not least, you can just go ahead and max the free attack upgrades. You don't really have to, but you can if you want. And I did that so that basically I could start getting some of this damage maxed for the sake of my lifesteal. The most recent purchase that I've made in the workshop is actually the recovery packages. I unlocked the recovery packages. So my current goal for these is basically to try to max out my package chance as quickly as possible. After that, I'd like to get a decent baseline in the max recovery. And then after that, kind of the same thing with recovery amount. Basically trying to get it up to a point where they can get maxed fairly quickly during the run with free upgrades. While I'm doing this, any excess coins that I have available will go into cash per wave and coins per wave until those two are maxed. And along with that stuff, I'm also at the same time going to be putting a few levels here and there into health and defense absolute, so that I can push a little bit further in my tier 1 farming runs. I likely will not upgrade anything else in the defense shop for a little while. In the attack workshop, however, I likely will pretty quickly unlock the rapid fire upgrades and kind of do the same thing that I did with the multi-shot. Try to max both of these out. You get rapid fire chance and rapid fire duration. I will likely try to get those two done relatively quickly. But right now my biggest priority is trying to get my package stuff basically at a good spot. And now moving on to ultimate weapons, I actually was able to pick up my next ultimate weapon. And I got Spotlight as my option. So the three choices that I had were Spotlight, Smart Missiles, and Chrono Field. Chrono Field is basically a very good ultimate weapon for crowd control, but it doesn't bring a whole lot to the table that I would be able to use anytime soon. Smart Missiles is a really good damage ultimate weapon, but it doesn't do anything really that I would be able to do. I don't even have the labs to really work on it yet. And Spotlight was really the best choice that I could get because it will provide econ once I unlock the lab for it. And yeah, it'll just kind of scale with my black hole once I get the coin bonus lab for that. So my first priority for ultimate weapons is going to be to try to get all 4 of the coin producing ultimate weapons. So Golden Tower, Death Wave, Black Hole, and Spotlight. So I'm currently saving up for my next ultimate weapon, and I am really going to hope that I get Golden Tower. If not Golden Tower, I will settle for Death Wave. And just to be clear, up until that point, I'm not spending any stones on any of my current ultimate weapons. Pretty much until the point that I either get Death Wave or I get Golden Tower. Yeah, that's basically going to cover it for the ultimate weapons in the workshop. Let's go ahead and move on to the cards. So in the cards, I ended up unlocking a few more cards, but the main thing here is I got 5 card slots. The reason for this is for my farming setup, I can use these for my econ cards, the cash, coins, crit coin, and enemy balance. And I got a 5th card slot basically so that I could throw in Fortress because I'm farming tier 1, so I need defense absolute. For my tournament setup, what I did this most recent tournament was I basically took out all of the econ stuff and I left in cash, basically put in extra defense, health, and plasma cannon. So that's what I did for my tournament, and it did okay, but it'll be better once we continue to work on the workshop. Likely will not spend any more gems on cards or card slots for the meantime because frankly for the meantime I have pretty much everything that I could possibly need at the moment. But that's going to cover it for cards and card slots. Let's go ahead and talk about the modules. So, oh yeah, by the way guys, I unlocked modules last week. And really good thing that I did because I really wanted to get the Primordial Collapse. This is the current featured banner. It has 3 days left on it. This module is really going to be good for me as a brand new beginner account. And the reason being is because I have Black Hole as an ultimate weapon, I will automatically be able to have 2 Black Holes, which is freaking awesome. So I did spend quite a few gems in the modules just trying to get sort of a baseline. So I got, technically I have a legendary, I do have a legendary Primordial Collapse. I just need to make some fodder for it. But I should be able to have a legendary plus, I believe. I just need a few more of these modules and then I should be able to do it. By the way, don't ever use your other Epic Plus. You do not want to do that. You want to use these fodder modules, which are basically without a unique effect. Other modules that I have, I also was able to get a Multiverse Nexus, which this one will be really good once I get closer to like the mid game, but won't really help me out right now, especially at epic level. And last but not least, I pulled an anti-cube portal. So it's a unique effect module. It'll be pretty okay. I do need to work on the effects. I really would like to get an epic defense percentage and an epic defense absolute. And that's it for the modules. Let's go ahead and talk about the labs. Alright, so here are the labs. I have 3 lab slots currently, and kind of similar to the cards, I'm not really going to be buying modules anymore until I am able to get another lab slot. I want to get all 5 of the lab slots as quickly as possible because those will be super helpful. So for the meantime, I'm not worrying about modules or cards. In terms of the current labs I'm working on game speed. Game speed is the first lab that you will want to take to gold box, which means max level. Game speed is just so good. It speeds up the time that your runs go. So basically you can get, instead of like 2 or 3 runs in a day in tier 1, you could maybe do like 4 or 5 if you're making like 1,000 waves. So game speed is a super critical lab that you need to try to max out, ideally as your first one. Along with game speed, I have in lab 2, lab speed. Lab speed is definitely one that I'm going to try to take as high as I possibly can. On my main account, for those of you that know, I am going to max that lab. I have 2 levels left until it is done. So lab speed is super important. It's a multiplier that speeds up the overall time that it takes for your other labs to get done. So lab speed is definitely a really good return on investment. In lab 3, I have coins per kill bonus. I'm basically taking this up in increments of 3 and then swapping out with cash bonus, sort of just bouncing back and forth between those two, bringing them up. Really quickly, because it's been a whole week, let me go ahead and hop in and show you guys the history. So this is what we've been working on. Some game speed, some cash bonus, some coins per kill bonus. And yeah, that's basically been it. Defense absolute, I put some levels in that. Put a little bit into attack speed for my blender build. But the main thing here has just been my EHP, so defense absolute, health, etc. Lab speed, game speed, and my econ stuff. And that's really going to be the name of the game for my labs for a pretty decently long time. That is definitely on the list of things I want to do is, let me scroll down, I want to unlock perks. I did start the lab, but I decided that pretty much it wasn't really going to make sense for me to try to unlock it right now. So I'm going to continue to probably work on it over the next week and see if maybe by next episode it would make sense for me to go ahead and get this. But perks are definitely a huge goal to try to strive for, but I'm a little bit far off from that at this point. Let's go ahead and briefly talk about the guild. Guys, we started a guild. It's called Towers Anonymous. The first step is admitting that you have a problem. So yeah, we got some cool people in here. It's a guild. So yeah, we're trying to get all of these chests done. Shout out to everybody in the guild. There's some cool dudes in here. Everybody joined the guild during a live stream that I did last week. So that was pretty cool, filling up the guild, and we are now on track to get all 4 of the chests. So that's going to be super, super helpful. In terms of my goal for what I want to basically spend my stuff on, I am going to save up first and foremost for the Fetch Guardianship. Fetch is super, super valuable, and that is something that every new player should try to get if it is available. So Fetch, it says Tower Guardian locates and retrieves hidden loot. It gives you coins, gems, metals, shards, and modules. So Fetch is very, very valuable, especially for newer players. Fetch is definitely going to be my first purchase with the guild tokens. In terms of the guild bits, I'm saving up to unlock the Guardian. That's the first thing that I need to do. Once I unlock the Guardian, hopefully by that point I will have Fetch, and I'll actually be able to start kind of capitalizing on some of this stuff. After getting Fetch, I think the next thing that I'm going to try to do is... After getting Fetch, I think the next thing I'm going to do is try to get the bounty chip, and then after that, I'm going to start working on some of these cosmetics. I'm not going to worry about the bits or the gems or the module shards. I'm not going to worry about any of that. I'm going to try to get the cosmetics, starting with the highest coin multiplier, which in this case looks like the background. It gives a plus 0.8% for your theme bonus. After that, I'm going to get like the menu, the profile banner, the Guardian skins, and if I still have time, I'll get the little tower guy. But yeah, that's going to cover it for the guilds. Last but not least, let's talk about the events. In the events, like I mentioned, we're not getting the event boosts on this account, and we're going to do our best. Some of the stuff we can't do, like we don't have Death Defy in the workshop, so we can't do that mission. We don't have landmines, so we can't do that mission. We don't have Death Waves, so we can't do that mission. But basically, I'm going to try to do as many of these missions as I possibly can. Basically, the main goal for the events is I want to be able to get the tower and the background themes. That's like my first priority. If I have anything left over after that, I'll likely try to get a song at some point. Maybe I'll unlock the golden bot. Maybe I'll get like some stones. But the main thing I want to start with here is the tower and background themes, because those two are super, super valuable. Plus, just look at how cute this little guy is. Look at him go. He's a little Cthulhu. Anyway, guys, that is going to wrap it up for this episode of the Beginner Account Playthrough series. I really hope that you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, please consider subscribing to the channel, dropping a comment down below, and liking the video. It really does help me out with the YouTube algorithm and pushing my content out there. So thank you guys for all the love and support. I appreciate you guys, and like always, I will see you guys later.